Since 1964, the Kidney Foundation of Canada has done more to fund and promote research on how to improve the health and quality of life of people living with kidney disease than any other organization.
Very quickly, I became more and more symptomatic. I was more tired, I was more nauseated, I had less and less energy. I had chronic renal failure and would soon progress to end-stage renal disease.
Chronic kidney disease is defined as kidney damage that lasts for greater than 3 months. And kidney damage can be diagnosed by one of 3 things: finding blood or protein in a simple urine test, having an abnormal kidney ultrasound or a CAT scan of the kidney or some other x-ray test. And the third way is finding an abnormal kidney blood test called a blood creatinine. Blood creatinine is a measure of how the kidney removes toxins and waste products from the body.
Underdiagnosis continues to be probably the biggest problem that we face, both as clinicians and as researchers, is people understanding how big the condition is and how many people have it.
An estimated 1.9 million Canadians have chronic kidney disease, and the vast majority don't even know it. That's because of the 5 stages of chronic kidney disease. The first stages are asymptomatic. No symptoms, no cause for alarm, no need to see a doctor, right? Wrong. Kidney disease can be fatal. It is also preventable, and if diagnosed early, highly treatable. For many patients, treatment may mean changing their diet or lifestyle, or taking medications. In the most advanced stages of the disease, dialysis and transplantation are often the only prescribed treatments, which is why the Kidney Foundation strongly promotes prevention and early diagnosis.
Just like there are 5 stages, there are also 5 major risk groups or people at risk for kidney disease, and they include people who are over the age of 60, people with high blood pressure, people with diabetes, people with a family history of kidney disease, and people who are First Nations.
It is a multi-faceted problem with multiple different medical conditions affecting kidney patients, with multiple different disciplines being involved in the management of those patients. The biggest problems facing us is that we're going to have a doubling of patients with end-stage renal disease in the next decade, that we're going to have a much higher proportion of people with diabetes, and we're therefore going to have a much bigger volume of clinical problems to handle.
And that's a very poignant point, given as dialysis is probably one of the most expensive types of care that we can actually offer people with kidney disease.
Research obviously is tremendously important. I remember in 1968 when my father, we thought he was going to get a transplant, and it was deemed that he was not the most suitable candidate, and he was interviewed by a reporter from the Toronto Telegram, and the reporter said to him, "Do you not mind being used as a human guinea pig for these people?" And my father said, "No one is ever treated as a guinea pig. It is incumbent upon those of us to help the scientific world see what we have to do, what is next, what will come for the next generation."
40 years ago, kidney research was in its infancy. Today, many of the world's most recognized renal researchers are Canadian, and most of them got their first grants from the Kidney Foundation.
If people are not doing or part of a group or part of an environment where research is really powerful, they will do medicine like we were doing 15 years ago.
I think setting a mission statement that really identifies the main priorities for research is critical, and the Kidney Foundation has done that.
I think right from the 1960s, the Kidney Foundation made a series of very clever strategic decisions, focusing on the young people, focusing on a large number of small grants, which would crystallize a lot more money.
Getting the support of the Kidney Foundation was certainly instrumental in having the capabilities of buying equipment and reagents and starting an independent career in research.
I received my first grant from the Kidney Foundation in 1982, and it was only thereafter, that I received other grants.
The Kidney Foundation of Canada has raised more than $70 million for kidney research in Canada.
There would be few agencies that have the bang for the buck record that the Kidney Foundation has. The Kidney Foundation played a role in almost every advance in nephrology and kidney care over the last 30 years, and some of these have had spin-offs in many other areas of medicine. In my own area of transplantation, the Kidney Foundation helped us to study mechanisms. It set up the organ donation system. It helped us to study the new immune suppressive drugs.
We've had major clinical advances in the management of dialysis patients, the identification of the major things that cause illness in dialysis patients, and interventions that would allow you to treat those bad things and try and prevent those bad things.
The regime of conventional dialysis means that your life is always being controlled by your dialysis times. I dialyzed Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I was sick 4 days out of 7. You are on a very restricted diet, very restricted fluids, and in combination with that, there's a lot of drugs that you have to take.
The Kidney Foundation's played a major role in the advances in anemia care for the dialysis patient, peritoneal dialysis, and home nocturnal hemodialysis, the new modalities, the new opportunities in dialysis care.
Today, patients like Karen Jeffrey are pioneering new cutting-edge therapies such as home nocturnal hemodialysis. Following an extensive training program, Karen can now hemodialyze herself in the comfort of her own home and on her own schedule, with truly startling results.
Third week of dialyzing at home nocturnally, I was looking in the mirror one morning with marvel because that yellowness, all that green was gone from the side of my face. And I was really so surprised because I was feeling better. And then I started to get this pain here and I thought, oh no, what could this be? I was hungry. It had been 2 years since I had felt hunger because all I had felt previously was nausea.
Research is an iterative process, and so you can learn from each other, not just from patients, and you can learn from other disciplines in medicine and social work and nursing and pharmacy. So I think what's been very exciting is to actually have that ongoing interchange.
Finding new means, new ways of treating people, of slowing down a progressive renal dysfunction will be done in partnership between researchers, clinical scientists, clinicians, and the community.
The Kidney Foundation has played a huge role in both partnering with other nonprofit organizations like Heart and Stroke and Diabetes, and with Canadian Institute of Health Research, CIHR, and that's been a very fruitful partnership and allowed the money that is raised at Kidney Foundation to sort of almost exponentially increase.
A dollar given to the Kidney Foundation has a very high chance not only of successfully fostering research itself and funding research, funding researchers, but also of crystallizing other money around it, so that a dollar to the Kidney Foundation often leads to many other dollars following in a successful research program from other agencies like the Canadian Institutes for Health Research.
So we need to evolve from basic science level, we need to evolve interventions that prevent disease.
The earlier that we can help somebody identify what are some of the issues that are inherent in having kidney disease and what are some of the strategies that they can use to manage their illness, the more likely we're going to be able to support them, both in managing the illness and potentially reducing the complications and delaying their progression.
And from a clinical science level, we need to be able to test those interventions, and we also need to be able to apply them to large communities so that we can actually decrease the burden of disease.
A researcher thinks of the future and not the past, so we don't spend much time thinking about our accomplishments. But you know, in retrospect, it really was a lot of fun. It was enormously satisfying to see people who were facing certain death be given a chance of life, and now a chance of very long life, virtually normal life.
I am confident that if my son has any of this to endure, his life will be even better than mine with the progress that we've made.
So it is rewarding, but it's the future that is really the most exciting.
No research, so no everyday up-to-date treatment of renal patients. Impossible.
I think that the people who work in research deserve a lot of our support, and we at the Kidney Foundation help. We would like to help more. We need more people to help us. We need a team.
If you would like to be part of the team conducting, promoting, or supporting kidney research in Canada, contact the Kidney Foundation of Canada at 1-800-361-7494 or visit our website at www.kidney.ca. This video was made possible in part through funding from Hoffmann La Roche Limited and Fujisawa Canada Incorporated. The Kidney Foundation would like to thank everyone who helped make this video possible.